Are payday loans right for me? This is a very good question because you might think, well, I actually need $500 or I need $1,000 and I need it pretty fast. So should I be using a payday loan? After all, they're advertised everywhere. They're pretty easy to apply for online and they're pretty fast. But the reality is that payday loans are actually quite an expensive form of credit. In fact, the average APR is about 400 to 500%, which is very, very high considering that a mortgage or a credit card is only just a few percent per month. So the reality is that you need to think, is it right for me? Because it's very expensive. And actually, if I can't pay that debt, it's going to be even more expensive and more expensive and more expensive. So a basic loan could end up being really, really, really costly unless I really know that I can afford repayments. So when you're thinking, is a payday loan right for me? The number one question is, can I afford it? And can I make that repayment, when it is due? I want to just use that money, get it quickly to pay for my emergency or financial expense, and then I just want to leave it and get it out of the way. Have you explored other options? Such as, have you looked at borrowing money from family or friends? Have you asked if your workplace has, a scheme in place to offer money in case of emergencies? Could I sell a few items around my house, maybe at a garage sale or something like that, or via kind of an app, because maybe I could get a few $100s that way. What else? Have I considered things like how much do I actually need? Although it's, I think, well, it'd be great to have $1,000, sure. Who wouldn't want $1,000? But actually, for my actual expense, because I need to repair my car, maybe that's only about $200 or $300. So there's no point borrowing more just for the sake of it, because actually you'll be paying a lot more interest on top. And then finally, am I actually borrowing it for the right reasons? Payday loans have their place in society, in every country, actually, more or less. Even in Asia, they're very big, in Africa too. And essentially, they're good for kind of short-term emergencies. I've got a very expensive medical bill. My car needs repairing. My heating bill was really expensive. I have to pay for a funeral, and I don't have an extra $600 lying around. So you get the payday loan, then you pay it off quickly, and then that's a good reason for it. If you are using it kind of as a long-term strategy to constantly pay off for things, then you're just looking at a very expensive way to kind of borrow and lend money. And if you're using it just to buy gifts or to buy presents or for plastic surgery or something, that is probably also a very expensive form of borrowing money, and there are bound to be cheaper options available. So paid loans are useful, they have their place in society, but always make sure that you're doing it and using them for the right reasons. Otherwise, they can just simply be very expensive.